Good morning, Michelle Saxman here, and ready to share with you some time in Proverbs chapter 24. The reflection for today coming from Hope Church in Richmond. The highlighted verse, Proverbs 24 verses 17 and 18. Do not gloat when your enemy falls. When he stumbles, do not let your heart rejoice, or the Lord will see and disapprove and turn his wrath away from him. Reflection, we should not relish in our enemies' failures. This is not the heart of Christ. Instead, think of Matthew chapter 5, verses 43 and 44, which tells us to love our enemies. And Ephesians chapter 4, verse 32, which says, be kind and compassionate, to love one another, forgiving each other, just as Christ and God forgave you. Love and forgive. That is the heart of Christ. And this one also takes me back to a couple of days ago when it was kind of that we should be looking at one another as God sees us, as our Creator sees us, seeing through our sin, seeing through our brokenness to the image and likeness of Him within each and every one of us. So on to Proverbs chapter 24. Do not envy wicked men. Do not desire their company, for their hearts plot violence, and their lips talk about making trouble. By wisdom, a house is built, and through understanding, it is established. Through knowledge, its rooms are filled with rare and beautiful treasures. 5. A wise man has great power, and a man of knowledge increases strength. For waging war, you need guidance, and for victory, many advisors. Wisdom is too high for a fool. In the assembly at the gate, he has nothing to say. He who plots evil will be known as a schemer. The schemes of folly are sin, and men detest a mocker. 10. If you falter in times of trouble, how small is your strength? Rescue those being led away to death. Hold back those staggering towards slaughter. If you say, but we knew nothing about this, does not he who weighs the heart perceive it? Does not he who guards your life know it? Will he not repay each person according to what he has done? 13. Eat honey, my son, for it is good. Honey from the comb is sweet to your taste. Know also that wisdom is sweet to your soul. If you find it, there is a future hope for you, and your hope will not be cut off. 15. Do not lie in wait like an outlaw against a righteous man's house. Do not raid his dwelling place. For though the righteous man falls 7 times, he rises again, but the wicked are brought down by calamity. Do not gloat when your enemy falls. When he stumbles, do not let your heart rejoice, or the Lord will see and disapprove and turn his wrath away from him. Do not fret because of evil men, or be envious of the wicked. 20. For the evil man has no future hope, and the lamp of the wicked will be snuffed out. Fear of the Lord and the king, my son, and do not join with the rebellious. For those two will send sudden destruction upon them, and who knows what calamities they can bring. Further sayings of the wise, verse 23. Those are the sayings of the wise. To show partiality in judging is not good. Whoever says to the guilty, you are innocent, peoples will curse him and nations denounce him. But it will go well with those who convict the guilty, and rich blessings will come upon them. An honest answer is like a kiss on the lips. Finish your outdoor work and get your fields ready. After that, build your house. Do not testify against your neighbor without cause, or use your lips to deceive. Do not say, I'll do to him as he has done to me. I'll pay that man back for what he did. 30. I went past the field of the sluggard, past the vineyard of the man who lacks judgment. Thorns had come up everywhere. The ground was covered with weeds, and the stone wall was in ruin. I applied my heart to what I observed and learned a lesson from what I saw. A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest, and poverty will come on you like a bandit, and scarcity like an armed man. 2 things on this one, and I think it's really important to pay attention. It's not about the external actions as much as it is about the internal heart, the intention. So making sure that we are living in alignment, that we're not saying one thing, but actually desiring something different. I think that sometimes we get in the game of like word service. We say what we think someone else wants to hear, and we need to be true to who we are in our core. And so being mindful that it's not always about just the external behavior, but the intention behind the act. And during this time of transformation and making sure that this change is going on from the inside, it's not for someone else's benefit. No one might notice on the outside that anything has changed. You know, we haven't lost 25 pounds overnight and my hair color has changed. But you guys, it is this slow and subtle journey of self-awareness that this transformation occurs. Know that wisdom is sweet to your soul, that honeycomb, fortifying, making sure we're using the right things to nourish his word and his presence within us. And then making sure, we've talked about this before, that this work, it's not about it says a little sleep, a little slumber, the sluggard, the person who is sleeping, and that the thorns and the vines. Sleeping is not just about physically sleeping and allowing the garden to become overcome with weeds. It's also about the soul that is sleeping and allowing that to be overcome with weeds. So making sure we're making it an inside job during this Lenten season, asking for our Father to transform us from the inside out, starting with the level of awareness. Our energy is our greatest resource. So knowing what this brain train is doing, where it is headed, and then when we are slipping and sliding into that pit, make sure we get it back to the train station, hand the keys over to the Holy Spirit, and allow him to be our guide through this day. So y'all have a super blessed day. Stay connected to the vine, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.